Learning how to leave a toxic relationship is never as easy as saying, "Hit the road, Jack," especially not when you are in love with your partner. If you've been in a toxic relationship, you know exactly how emotionally, physically, and mentally exhausting they can be. But if a toxic relationship is so taxing, why is it so hard to leave? In this video, you will find out why it's difficult to leave a toxic relationship and how to leave a toxic relationship for good. How to know if you're in a toxic relationship. Sometimes it's hard to know whether you are in a toxic relationship or not. It is often because of the manipulation involved in partner toxicity. Another reason why it may be difficult to admit that you're in a toxic relationship is that there isn't any outward abuse. Your partner may not hit you or cross any obvious sexual boundaries, but that doesn't mean you're in a healthy relationship. Making a pros/con list can be a helpful first step when learning how to leave a toxic relationship. Pros might be that your spouse makes you laugh, you enjoy the same hobbies, and you love them. But what are the cons of being in your current circumstances? When you make out this list, it's important to be honest with yourself. Does your partner do any of the following? Doesn't give you privacy. Cut you off from friends/family/finances. Prevents you from attending school or work. Is controlling and jealous. Makes all the decisions in your relationship. Pressures you into things you aren't comfortable with. Makes jokes or criticizes you. Is unfaithful. Talks down to you. Destroys property. Sends threatening text messages. Invades your privacy. Checks your phone/social media/follows you. Threatens to do something horrible if you leave the relationship. Gaslights, acts like the things they are doing are not a big deal. If these toxic behaviors remind you of your spouse, this may be the wake-up call you need to take action and get out of your dangerous relationship. The effects of emotional abuse in a toxic relationship. Fear of this is a constant concern or awareness of danger. You start to have trust issues with anyone you find yourself with that building a relationship becomes issue over time. Shame. You don't feel free to interact with anyone who knows what you have gone through, like friends, family members, etc., which often can result in loneliness. Confusion. Your mind consistently wanders, and you seem to lose concentration and can't focus on a particular task. Drugs or drinking. Abuse often results in excessive use of drugs and drinking. Thought that it could take away the pain is a delusion. Suicide. When the pain and trauma get too much, it can often result in the party taking their lives. Sleep trouble. You don't get to enjoy sleep as you were supposed to. Thoughts and anxiety become the order of every moment. How to leave a toxic relationship. Number 1, know that you deserve better. Months or years of being told that you'll never find anyone better than your spouse can wear on you, and you may even start to believe it. But this isn't true. Tearing down self-esteem and self-worth is what abusers do to keep their victims trapped in the relationship. Let "I deserve better" become your daily mantra. Remind yourself of your worth every day. You've tried your hardest to make your relationship work, but sometimes love is not enough, and you need to move on for your own mental and physical well-being. Number 2, build a support system. The emotions you go through for a toxic breakup are much the same as going through a breakup of a healthy relationship. You will feel conflicted, lovesick, relieved, depressed, and more. Leaving a toxic relationship is especially difficult if you have been financially reliant on your ex, but don't despair. Instead of focusing on why this will be hard, focus on building a support system you'll need when you take the plunge. Research shows that friend and family support during trying times lowers psychological distress. Having a support system around will make it easier for you to move on. Number 3, be firm about your decision. Breakups are hard, no matter what the circumstances. You're leaving a life that you've grown accustomed to, and even if you know the relationship is no longer safe, it still sucks, leaving the life you've built for yourself. There may be times when you are tempted to get back with your partner, but stand firm. You deserve a partner who loves and respects you. Do not give your ex any false hope of getting back together. Be firm in your decision to leave the relationship and don't budge. Number 4, cut off contact. One of the biggest times for how to leave a toxic relationship would be to cut off all contact with your ex once you've broken up. Keeping in contact with your ex opens the door for you to get back together. Plus, seeing your ex across social media will make the memory of the relationship feel fresh in your mind. Here's what to do when you experience that. Instead of dwelling in the past, focus on the future, keep yourself motivated. Delete your ex from social media, block them on your phone, and find ways to avoid seeing them in person. These actions will make it clear that you want nothing to do with them. Number 5, it's called a breakup because it's broken. If you're at the point of breaking up, you've likely tried all of the tricks to get your spouse to change their toxic ways. Maybe you went to therapy, took a relationship class, or made date nights a priority, but nothing worked. Your partner is not going to change, and it's important to remind yourself of this often. You did everything you could to help them and reason with them, and it didn't work. Do not expect miracles after a breakup. Even if an abusive ex changes their ways, it is likely only due to the shock of the breakup. If you got back together, their likelihood of returning to their toxic behaviors is incredibly high. Learning how to leave a toxic relationship is one thing, but following through with it is an entirely different story. If you're having trouble leaving an abusive or toxic partner, reach out to a trusted friend, family, or call /text/chat with an abusive relationship support line like Day One. Conclusion: it is often a feeling of attachment or loneliness to wanting to get into another relationship immediately one gets out of a toxic one. Please take things easy, learn to discover yourself, and think of how the last one ended so you don't experience the same thing.